Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about why you always want to have a full pipeline, and this is super important. You need to have a full pipeline if you want to succeed. So what is a pipeline? A pipeline is basically all the people who are in your sales funnel, in your sales process, who are either a lead who responded back to a cold email or to a cold call. They could be a discovery appointment. They could be, in my pipeline, I pretty much have like leads, people who booked a discovery meeting, and then they stay there until they're in the lead qualified phase, and then they go to proposal phase, and then they go to the contract sent, and then they close, or they're lost or whatever, or they're in the no decision, which is like the follow-up category, where like for example, this month I had like 3 people who I thought I was going to close, and based on what they told me, like, hey, this is a fit, I have the budget, I want to start in January on this date, let's set up a call. And then a day before the call, they're like, hey, I got to push this out 90 days because of X, Y, and Z. That kind of thing is super frustrating, and it is going to happen to you. And there are things you can do to avoid that, which I kind of want to learn about. And when I have more advice around that, I will share it. But for now, the point is, you want to have a full pipeline at all times. I got off a call on Friday with a guy who was really cool, who I think we're going to work together on an annual deal, around 50 grand. Pretty cool guy, really nice, and I think I can really help him out, and I'm excited for it. And after that call, when he's like, yeah, send over the contract, let's set up a call next week, we can probably start then. We went over a timeline of like what needs to happen to start, and he was all in alignment. It seems like it's looking good. I'm gonna knock on wood though, because who knows if it actually will go through, because sometimes people pull out at the last second. For example, I've been working on a deal for the past month or two, and that deal that I thought was going to close fell apart when I was asked for references, and I'm probably going to talk about that at a separate time. But when you get asked for references, the deal can really fall apart. So you want to always have a full pipeline, because when clients cancel on you, or when you have a sale that's in progress that you're about to close, and then they give you some reason they don't want to buy, you don't want to be in a position where you have no other deals in progress, and you have to be in scarcity mode where you're like, please don't cancel, like, please work with me. You don't want to ever be in that position. If you have a full pipeline full of deals, you can, number one, not worry about when someone cancels on you, because you're gonna have 5 or 10 other deals in progress. For example, like I said, this week I had one person, $15,000 trial, cancel, and it was because of a reference that didn't work out for some reason. It was because we were trying to schedule the reference, and then it just became a big pain, and then I kind of, I guess, got on her nerves trying to coordinate, and then she just backed out. But right before that, and I was bummed out about that, but right before that phone call, I had another deal. And by the way, the fact that she's gonna keep having a lead generation problem because of a reference, I think is kind of, that's on, hopefully she can fix it, but we could have helped her solve her problem, and over the reference it didn't work out. So I should make a whole different video about references. But anyway, and I was bummed out about that, but right before that email that I received, I got off a phone call for a $40,000 deal. I also have several other deals in progress. So of course I wasn't thrilled about that, but I wasn't like, oh my God, please pay me, like, please, no matter what, like, I'll do whatever you want, like, please, you never want to be in that position. If you don't have a full pipeline, you're going to be worried about every single deal. You're going to be outcome dependent. You're going to be trying to close anything you can take. You're going to take on bad clients. You're going to take on clients that are a pain in the ass. You're going to take on clients that can't pay what you want to pay. You're going to lower your rates until you can get more clients that are better. But then the pain in the neck clients suck up your time, so you can't get those better clients you want. It's a vicious cycle. And not having a full pipeline, again, it's just going to stress you out. You never want to be in a position where you're worried about where you're going to get your next client, and you never want to be in a position where you're worried about where you're going to get your next good client. You want to have a full line of people to always be talking to, because you never want to be in, like I said, in the scarcity mindset. You also, number 2, don't want to have inconsistent revenue. If you have a full pipeline full of people, especially once you nail down your sales process and you know that you know your conversion numbers, which I'm still working on. I'm not quite sure yet. I don't have enough data. But once you know like what you're working with, and you know how many people from the discovery phase are going to go to proposal and then go, once you know your win rate, you can just predict your revenue and say, okay, if I want to make, $1 million, I need to get, let's say I close 1 in 10, and each one's worth $100,000. That means I need to have 100 people in my pipeline to make $1 million. And then you just do it. And if you need to have 100 people in the pipeline, that means you need to send 2,000 emails, maybe 3,000 emails, and you're good. I mean, it's that simple. So, well, it's not that simple, but it is and it isn't. So always have a full pipeline. Never go into scarcity mode, because there are going to be times when people pull out of a deal, and there are going to be bad clients you don't want to work with, which you're going to have to if you don't have a full pipeline. So always fill it up. And if you want to know how to fill your pipeline, the best way to do it is cold email. Definitely the best way to do it is cold email and outreach. It's harder to close the sales if you don't know what you're doing, but once you get good, you can meet with anybody, anywhere, anytime, and close them on a 5 or 6 or 7 figure deal. I'm telling you. I have a 6-figure contract in the works from cold email. Now, I didn't present this deal, my CEO did, because I've never done a deal this big. So he's showing me how it's actually done. But I did qualify the lead, and I did understand his problems, and I did go through the discovery phase. So when it comes time to present, when it came time to present the deal, I talked to the CEO, and he put it together. But he taught me how to present it, but we're going to hopefully close it together. So the point is, you can close big deals from cold email, and if you want to know how to do everything you need to do, like how to generate leads for cold email, I have a training document you can grab that is essentially, it's everything you need in one. So it's like, it shows you how to figure out your target market, how to figure out which leads to go after, how to figure out, how to find the decision makers, how to find their personal emails, how to validate them, even if your email tools normally wouldn't do that. Even if you're, because it either can't find the email or it's an accept all email, this training document will show you how to do everything you need to be able to, generate cold email leads from A to Z. And it's free, and it's a step-by-step document. It's so easy. You can even give it to a virtual assistant, and they could do it for you if you want to outsource this. So it's so simple and straightforward that anyone can do it, and it's the best way to generate leads for cold email consistently. And I've used it to generate close to $1 million in B2B leads at this point. And the same process has been used by our company to generate over $100 million in closed business for our clients. So I would love to help you with that as well. You can click the link down below to grab that, and all you have to do is give me your email, and I will send it right over to you. So always have a full pipeline, always be closing, and you want to make sure that you're never in the scarcity mindset where when someone cancels on you or something doesn't go right, you're like, oh no, I have to do this. Like, no, that's some scarcity crap, and you don't want to be there. Always be in abundance mode. See you guys in the next one. Peace.